The Roland Cube Street EX is a battery-powered guitar amplifier, portable PA, and a whole lot more. And in this video, I'm going to take my first look at this baby here and let you know why I picked one up. Let's go. Hi, my name is Pete and welcome to Studio Live today. So why did I pick up the Roland Cube Street EX? Well, I want to get into some busking and I needed something that can go with me that's a portable amplifier. I also just need the ability to have sound for guitar and microphone while I'm out and about. And the idea of a battery-powered amp that I can also plug my microphone and my iPad or my iPhone into just seemed too good to pass up. So let's jump in and I'll show you what we get with this baby. One of these days I'm going to do myself some damage with the knife there. So the box itself is pretty large and this is the EX, so this is the larger model of the Street. Let's pull it out and we'll show you around. So here it is, so you can get an idea of the size. It is fairly weighty for a portable amp, but the reason I went the EX is this is a full 50-watt amplifier that actually runs on 8 AA batteries. And look at that. If you love inputs and outputs, look at that I/O panel. We've also got a handle there on the top, as well as on this side, so that you can actually carry it around with you, and it will even mount on a speaker stand. So you can actually have it as a little mini PA when you're out and about. And on the front there, you can see that we've got 2 tweeters and 2 woofers in there. So you're going to get a good range of sound from this. And the reason that I went all out and bought this one was nearly $800 here in Australia. It usually retails for $400 or $500, £400 or £500 in the US and the UK, is that I wanted to make sure I had the best quality sound. Because I used to have a Samson battery-powered PA and the sound was you can check out that video down in the description, but I'm getting out of breath because holding this thing up is obviously not going to be a great idea for very long. However, this is the side that really sold me on this. Check out what we have here. We've actually got 4 independent channels on this amplifier, but it's a bit hard to see because it's kind of upside down, so let's flip things around. There you go. Now you can see what's going on here. We've got our first channel here, which we can plug a microphone or a guitar into. We've got a 3-band EQ, a reverb control there, and our volume control. We've got our second one here. Again, we've got the 3-band EQ. This time we've got chorus or delay as well as reverb. So this one's more for our guitar. And we've even got a little amplifier here with various little simulations, which we'll play around with once we get to a future video. Because once again, I'll be testing this out through the next couple of weeks and we'll return for a second video. I usually do these first look videos just to tell you about it. And then we will come back and I'll actually show you how it works. Next up, we have an audio input line here with a 3.5mm stereo input, and that's the iCube, so it's iOS optimized. I'll have to find out exactly what that does, but hey, that sounds cool. I use iOS. And then a stereo line input too. So again, this is what differentiates this from the standard Street, is that you actually have the 4 channels, including a stereo input. So that's super handy. If I ever want to use this with one of my mixers, I can actually go through the mixer straight out, high quality TRS stereo out, and use the line input on this, or I can go ahead and use the XLR or the TRS jacks on channels 1 and 2 and actually dial in some pretty cool settings here, just here on the Roland Cube Street EX. Now, as I mentioned, it does run on 8 AA batteries, and you can actually hit this button here once your batteries are in there to check the battery power, whether it's low, half, or full. And you can even set the output level here. So you've got eco mode, which drops the wattage right down. You've got normal mode, and then you've got max mode. So at the max mode, it's pushing 50 watts of power. I did read the details before. I think normal mode pushes it down to about 10 and eco might even push it to about 5 watts. So you can really save on that if you're using this somewhere where you don't need the full 50 watts. You can drop that down and get a whole bunch more power from the batteries. It does also run on AC power, and I better check the box and make sure we got an AC adapter with this sucker. This little box here looks promising and seems to have something in it. There we go. We've got a big hefty manual. I don't remember the last time I got a piece of gear that actually had like a booklet, a genuine guide manual that I'll have to have a read, a registration card. Not sure what I'm registering, but there's the Roland Boss logo on there. I've got a heap of Roland and Boss gear, and I really love it. I find it really good quality stuff, and that's why I went for the Roland this time around as well. And yes, we also got the transformer here, just a standard brick type transformer like you'd get with a laptop, and thankfully the Australian plug to go with it, so we could actually power this up when we're not using it on batteries. And they've even thrown in a handy dandy little TRRS to TRRS cable that we're going to be able to use for the audio input there if I want to hook up my iPhone or iPad. That could be handy for playing along to backing tracks with my mic or guitar as well. Now the battery compartment is here at the back, and I believe we just unscrew these on either side, and this should just pop out and allow us access to load up some new batteries. There you go. So you get this little carousel here. We load this up with AA's. You can actually buy additional ones of these if you want. So if you were out and about and you just needed to slam in another pack, then you'd be good to go there. So I'll fill this up with AA's and then just come back and turn this on just to make sure all is working hunky-dory. So I had to consult the manual very quickly, but we've loaded up with copper tops. I just needed to work out what screws to screw and not to screw, and we'll put the battery cover back on, throw this in here, and power it on up. And by the way, even though this is made out of plastic, being Roland, it is so heavy duty that I don't think even if you drop this, I wouldn't guarantee, I wouldn't recommend it, but even if you dropped it, you'd actually be okay. You got the orientation there, and the other good thing is we can't put it in the wrong way around. It won't go in, so we can slide it back in there, screw this back on in, and we'll be good to go. While we have it at this angle, on the back here, there's our DC in for that power transformer. We've got a headphone out, which will actually mute the sound, so you can use this as a very overpowered headphone amp there. We also have aux in here and stereo line out, as well as some spot over here for some foot switches. So you can actually use a foot switch to control the effects on both channel 1 and channel 2. So if you're adding reverb or distortion or delay or one of the amp sims, you can actually turn that on and off there. And you've also got a stereo link button here, which I'm going to admit I haven't quite worked out what does, but this is again another reason why I like this to have that auxiliary in, and especially that line out. A balanced line out just means that I can send this out to another mixer or to any audio interface if I want to use this to record the overall sound of the Roland. So let's power it on for the very first time and hope we don't get the magic smoke. We'll hit the button. It is all lit up on the back here. You didn't see that, so let's flip it around and show that one more time. So here we are again. We hit the power button and the lights are on. Everybody's home there. So our power light comes on, everything lights up there. I want to do a quick battery check. Boom, we have full battery power and we're on the eco mode here. I can't resist. I know this isn't the demo video, but let's just plug in a guitar and take a listen to how this goes. So I'm going to grab a guitar cable and I'm going to put this into input number 2, which is our instrument input. That's the one that has the chorus and reverb and other effects on there and is more designed for our guitar. And we'll plug the other end into Mark Taylor over here. Now, clearly, you're not really going to be able to hear the quality of this because I'm just on my microphone here. But what I'll do is we'll put the mic down around about here so that we can play a couple of chords, and then we'll turn it on up and see what happens. Now that was on eco mode and about half volume. Let's turn it up all the way here. So this is the volume at 10 with no other settings here, none of our effects on. Now I know I'm in a really small room here, but the quality of that sound is just pretty darn cool. I'll drop the volume back down a bit and let's go into the medium mode. And again, we'll get the volume about half and... yeah. Let's turn this one up to 11. So yeah, really nice. Now you do of course have a little bit of that hiss that you get from any kind of guitar amp here, but again, we've turned it up and we've got it on that max mode. I'll probably use this on eco mode more than anything, and I know I'm in a small room here, but the potential of this thing is definitely going to be pretty darn cool. Let's just have a quick play with a couple of the effects on here. So we'll turn up, what's this one? The chorus or delay. So we'll just turn that up, and we've got a chorus delay effect. And the more we turn it around, we get our delay over here. Just a very simple kind of delay, and then the other way around, again, we get a little bit of that chorus. Very nice. And again, we've got the foot switch control, so I could put my foot switch in here and turn that on and off using the foot switch, I believe. The other thing we've got here is the reverb. So without any reverb, just a standard dry sound as we stop speaking, as we turn up the reverb. Just a really nice tone, really nice sound. I'm super impressed with this right out of the box. Stay tuned though, because in a future video we'll be checking out the microphone input, we'll be checking out the ability to play through using an iPhone or an iPad, and I'll be letting you know after using this outdoors what sort of output it can get. And stay tuned to the channel, because this little baby will no doubt be featured in some live performances real soon. Thanks for watching. See you next time.